am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. And one more time, here we go. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for singing, and thank you to Nadia, who is subbing for Chris today. Yay, Nadia. Chris is fine. He's off playing a show in Thousand Oaks again. So anyway, we're here today, and I'm Reverend Bonnie Rose. Feel free to call me Bonnie. You are here at the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living, a center of loving kindness, and we're so grateful to see you this Sunday. Why don't we go ahead and call Mr. Bill to the front, and Bill will call forth the kids. Here we go. And just so you know, so the parents know, this is live streamed, so if that makes a difference to you in terms of having your children on stage, just please act accordingly. Thank you.
So come on down if you'd like.
Hiya.
Thanks, Mark. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Bill Hadris with Youth and Family. And to recap from last week, we talked about our star powers, that we're made of stardust, right? We learned we are made from stars. So, we also learned the stars made the elements, they exploded, and then that created us, right? So, we have the same power as stars, the ability to create. So when we don't like what's going on in the world around us, or maybe the way people are showing up in it, now that we know how people are made, should we just make our own person to change things? Well, that's only if we want to limit ourselves. We are not just bodies or human bodies. We are human beings or spiritual beings. Our minds focus our power. Basically, our thoughts or words can change our reality. So if you don't like the way things are, you can change your mind.
Can I have a high five?
And we have some techniques to help us remind ourselves of our true nature. So with that, today, I'm going to show you on a balloon use this one. And I have a mark. Cool. So we write things about ourselves. We can ask ourselves in a positive way, maybe meditate for a second, take a breath, close your eyes and think. What am I right now? And in one word, we can write that down on our balloon. And then we can take a breath again and ask ourselves again, what am I right now? And write a different word down on our balloon. And we end up with a bunch of words about ourselves: love, beautiful, kind. And then we can take that balloon, if I did it right. No. Well, we can pop it, but I was supposed to. Oh, it's not going fast. But we let the air out of it, and then we can put it in our pocket. And whenever we need to remind ourselves of what we really are, we can blow it back up. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So everybody here with me going to help me make one. So can you give me one word and tell me what you are, what's something true about you right now?
Kind.
Oh, kind. All right, what are you right now?
Hungry.
Hungry.
Happy.
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 Peaceful.
Peaceful.
A cat. A cat.
A cat. Do you want tutu? So then, like I said, we could take our words, put them on our balloon, put them in our pocket, and use them whenever we need to remind ourselves.
Oh, nice.
So,
Good job.
and then sometimes we look at those words and we say, well, I'm good with these words. They're not serving me anymore. And the great and powerful thing we have is we can create new ones if we just let them go.
Oh, yay, my favorite thing. Thank you.
Oh, no. So I invite you all to repeat after me. I focus my power and shine.
I focus my power and shine.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate that. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. And so it is. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye. Have fun, y'all. Have fun. Okay. Thank you. Okay, you can sit down if you like now for a little bit. Oh, actually, you can't, Nadia. I just gave you bad direction. Have a seat. We still got one more. Guess what? I forgot. I am remembering. How about that? Okay, thank you. All righty. Let's hear from Lita, our practitioner.
Will the practitioners and ministers please stand? If it's comfortable, you can place your hands on your heart as we move into prayer. How grateful I am to know there is one life. That life is God's life. That life is peace and harmony. That life is my life right now. That is the life of everyone here, everyone listening, and every man, woman, and child on this planet. How grateful I am to claim this peace and this harmony, that it flows through our beings, it flows through our relationships, it flows through all of the expression that we have. I'm so grateful to know that this peace and harmony is flooding this room, and it's guiding Bonnie in her message, and our singer today, Jacqueline Simone. And thank you to Nadia for playing. Thank you to everyone here for being a receiver of peace and harmony, that you can become a radiating center of it always and wherever you go. So I'm so grateful for our community. I'm so grateful for this time we have together to explore consciousness and to explore peace and harmony. And I'm so grateful to release this word to the divine mystery, knowing it is done, it is perfect, it is complete, and together we say,
And so it is. Thank you. And so it is. And so we allow it to be. As we breathe deeply and settle into our seats and join together to remember the truth of our being, that we are that I am presence. The I am presence is another name for God or Spirit or the Holy One, the Living One. The I am presence is that which lives and moves and has its perfect being, its energy through each of us all the time. So we turn our attention to it, and as we remember it, it remembers us, for it has never forgotten us. We rest in that presence and we allow it to be as we open our hearts to sing of it, to remember for ourselves, but also to remember for every being everywhere. All of creation is the I am. Let us sing together. I am remembering who I am. And here we go. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. In the divine remembrance of the One, let us rest in that presence, as what we truly are. And so we breathe in deeply. And then with grace and kindness, let us exhale and gently open our eyes as love, and in service to what is, as it is. And so it is. Namaste.
Good morning, Ventura CSL. It's so wonderful to know who I am, to know the I am presence within each of us. I know that I am love. I hold on to that, and I've been told that compassion is the highest form of love. Compassion with ourselves and with each face and place that we meet, because we're all one. Love is powerful. It's a powerful healer, isn't it? Yeah. Kenny? Rest in thee, every moment, every hour. Rest in thee, in thine omniscient omnipower. Rest in thee, still your mind like the calming waters, and wait on love. Don't you move till you're moved. Every moment, every hour, till you're moved in thine omniscient omnipower. Until you're moved, still your mind like the calming waters, and wait on love. I prepared a place for you where my love will guide the work you're to do. And through the darkest, coldest storm, the sun still shines. See the sun. I'm in you and you're in me. Pray in my name with authority, with the faith of thee. Spread your wings to fly so high. Rise above the barriers. No barriers, you're free. Rest in thee, every moment, every single hour, till you're moved in thine omniscient omnipower. Until you're moved, still your mind like the calming waters. Wait, on Thank you. And Kenny and Jennifer, thank you for the magic.
Oh my goodness. Thanks, everyone. Oh, so many little bits and pieces go into creating a church service, and this morning, we don't have Chris. I know, we miss him too, but big thanks to Nadia for filling in. Thank you so much, Nadia Becker. And Jackie very kindly sent us tracks to play, and then the tracks were acting a fool, right? They just wouldn't do what they were supposed to do. So Kenny jumped in with Kenny magic and made it work. And Jennifer, where's she at? Oh, there she is. Yeah, Jennifer magic too. So we make it work. And how timely, because, you know, we can complain and be upset about what's wrong, what's going on, but today's message is not about that, darn it. Today's message is putting compassion first. And I want to start by reaching out to our Jewish brothers and sisters, family, and saying Shana Tova, a good year, because Rosh Hashanah is next week, October 2nd through 4th. So in this spiritual center, you may have noticed that we roll with a lot of faith traditions. If you haven't noticed, take a look at the choir up there. Lots of cutouts from different faith traditions. And I'm going to tell you a story today from the Hindu tradition. This is from a book called The Sermon on the Mount, according to Vedanta, which is a form of Hinduism. And I've told it before, but I have a slightly different viewpoint of it right now due to certain circumstances happening in my life. So I'm going to tell it again, and then we're going to look at it in terms of the parable that it is. So in this story, there's this wise guru, and he's minding his own business, going out and about, doing his guru thing that he does. And when he returns home, he discovers that there is a thief in his home, rifling through his things and taking the guru's things and putting them into a bag, getting ready to steal them. Well, the thief sees the guru and gets startled, and he runs out the door, and on his way, he drops the guru's one meager bowl for eating. Now, the guru sees that. He picks up the bowl, and he runs after the thief, and he says, "Hey, sir, Mr. Thief, you forgot this. You dropped this." And it said that the thief was so moved by the guru's compassion that he fell to his knees and dedicated his life to service from that day forward. So I've told this story many times, and I love it, and many people have a problem with it. I sometimes have a problem with it, because does this story mean that we're supposed to let people take advantage of us and steal our stuff? I mean, shouldn't the thief have some consequences and take a little bit of responsibility for what's happening? And then there's the omnipresent question, how is this about me? What about me and my needs and my stuff? I mean, what if, okay, maybe I make this great gesture of compassion and give away my last possession to a marauding thief? Maybe that's the quote-unquote right thing to do. But what if the thief doesn't act like the thief in the story? What if he doesn't repent? What if I don't get my stuff back? Not that I have any attachment to his repentance or getting my stuff back, but what if he doesn't change? So a parable is a teaching story, and usually the characters in a parable represent different aspects of ourselves. And I see this story as an allegory in 3 parts, a teaching story in 3 parts. The thief is life. The guru is one possible response to life. And the outcome, the thief's transformation, is our transformation. So let's talk about that thief to start. I would call the thief fear. Fear is part of the human condition, and it's usually fear of impermanence. Impermanence can sneak up at us, on us at any moment and rob us of our sanity and our faith. And we act accordingly. We do all kinds of crazy, nutty, destructive things. We resist, we cling, we hold on, we get irritated, we try and control everything. That is a typical response to fear. A human response to fear. So here's an example. Many of you know that my husband had a stroke about a week ago. And if you don't know, I'm sorry to blurt it out now, but that's the scenario. About a week ago, he had a stroke. And actually, right now, he's doing a little bit better. He's in rehab, and I saw him walk yesterday, which is a good thing. Thank you. But there are days when it feels like something has robbed us. Impermanence stole our well-being and our ability to control everything. And fear occasionally sneaks up again and threatens to steal our peace of mind. And again, this is the human condition. We're all invited to this party. It's not limited to my situation, but it's about all of us. But then, back to the parable about the guru who followed the thief and gave away his last possession. In that story, there is a choice. There is a choice point, a place where the guru responds. And his response to being robbed by a thief, whether it's the thief in the story or whether it's the thief known as fear and impermanence, his response, the guru's response, is to give. And the part that I just got recently is that the guru is not really giving his last bowl to the thief. The guru gives everything he has to compassion. He puts compassion first, and then the transformation happens. And I have to say that for myself, in this stroke scenario with the impermanence thief that is threatening to steal our treasure, the life as we knew it, I have found in all of this transformative joy in giving to compassion. And I'm wondering if here this morning, I'm wondering if anybody can relate to this idea of giving to compassion. And you know what? You may not know that you've done it, but I'll bet that you have. Giving up time, convenience, or energy for compassion's sake. I'm willing to bet that every single person here has sacrificed your personal needs for a child, or for an aging parent, or for a beloved friend. Maybe you've slept in a contorted position so the cat on your pillow can get a good night's sleep. Raise your hands if you've ever, yeah, cat or dog, any animal, iguana, whatever it is. And you know what? That kind of giving up, that kind of giving, that kind of, dare we say, sacrifice, making something sacred, that feels good. It's a privilege and a joy to give everything to love. And I have to say, it's a privilege and a joy to give everything to love, but certainly I am still working on it, as I'm sure all of us are still working on it all the time. In the situation with my husband, I work on it every day. I run after the thief and I say, "Here, thief, take my time, take my energy, take my attention, take my addictions, take my resources, take my fears, take my pride, take my need to control, take my clinging. I give it all to you, compassion. I give it all to you. I give you my life because you, compassion, are what matters most." And like I said, I say this on a good day. On good days, as I give everything to compassion, I find that compassion gives everything to me. That's one of those reciprocity Mobius strip things that I love so much. As I give everything to compassion, compassion gives everything to me. Compassion serves me in all things. The physical therapist that is so kind and so patient with my husband. As I'm dealing with financial matters, the notary that shows up and makes space in his schedule for me when I don't have an appointment, when I'm frazzled and at the end of my rope. And the tiny, tiny child doctors who don't look old enough to drive a car, never mind wield a scalpel or a stethoscope. As we give everything to compassion, compassion gives everything to us. Compassion gives us the eyes, the ears, to hear the true nature of existence and to see and hear our true place in it. And this is true because omnipresent compassion hides in the appearance of brokenness. It is everywhere, and it is most especially hiding in the appearance of brokenness. And it hides on purpose. Even that is an act of compassion, because the hidden compassion gives us the opportunity to experience the joy of discovery. In order for us to experience the joy of discovery, compassion must first be hidden. So before, when I was talking about this scenario and giving myself to compassion, I mentioned that that was on a good day. Not all days are good days. And the good days have nothing to do with what is outside of me. The good days have to do with what is inside of me. On a day that is perhaps more challenging internally, I don't necessarily give everything to compassion. There are moments when compassion seems rather too well hidden. And on hidden days, I want to rationalize how acting like a beast, like some kind of a Klingon, right, with the emphasis on cling, right? Acting like a Klingon will get me what I think I need. The other day, I had a fight with an insurance provider. She was stealing from me. I wanted control. I wanted what I wanted, and I wanted it now. And I said, I can't accept this, Miss Insurance Provider. You are wrong, and I am right. Get with the program and do my bidding in my time frame. And I watched myself do it. I saw myself do it, and I did it anyway. I saw the devil, ego, cling on, tempt me to manipulate this she-thief, this thief who was actually just an innocent bystander trying to do her job. And I saw myself, and I manipulated anyway, with irritation and eye-rolling over the phone, which people can see even though they can't see you. And in doing so, I allowed the thief of fear, to momentarily steal my kindness and equanimity. I apologized through gritted teeth. And then I hung up the phone. And oddly, because this is the way God works, I thought about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King did not say, I have a dream, and I'm going to slap the poo out of anyone who gets in my way. Martin Luther King said, and his actions implied, I have a dream, and I'm going to exercise compassion to right the wrongs and lift everyone up in the process. And that's important, because compassion is not always saying yes to what is wrong. It is the opposite of that. It is constantly saying yes to what is most right, but we say it with compassion. So perhaps you and I can do that Martin Luther King principle, which I got from Ray Davis, by the way. Remember Ray Davis, the singer? Little stinker moved to Oregon. Anyway, we can go with that Martin Luther King principle, right the wrongs, and lift everybody up in the process. And we can use compassion to be an advocate for good. And again, lift everyone in the process. Because this is important, and we often forget this, particularly in the current climate in America. The way to compassion is always more compassion. We can't force hate out with hatred. We cannot bully others into compassion. We cannot bully ourselves into compassion. So how might we train ourselves to disempower the allegorical thief and to be the guru who gives everything to compassion? Many of you probably know the Christian saying, WWJD. What would Jesus do? We could change that, depending on your faith and your preferences. WWCD. What would Chris do? Okay, I have to explain this in case there's any new people. Why do we have... This is our music director, and he's our tech guy put his head on a cutout of a Ken doll. And I tease him with it relentlessly. And I feel good knowing that he's not here. And, and I can tell him to watch the service and wait for his picture to pop up. What would Chris do? WWCD. Which really, what I meant to say is, what would compassion do? What would compassion do? In that insurance agent situation, in that scenario, something mystical found me and inspired me to ask, what would compassion do? And you'll never guess what compassion told me to do. Remember how I said we can't bully others or ourselves into compassion? Compassion said, Bonnie, give compassion to yourself. She said, breathe. Then she said, give yourself a little time out. And in that time out, reorient, breathe, realign, breathe, and be with the truth. And the truth is this: compassion is patient, compassion is kind, compassion seeks the highest good, compassion seeks to right wrongs while lifting everyone up. Compassion is present to what is. Compassion is self-kindness. Compassion lets go and leaves room for the Holy Spirit to do its work. Compassion recognizes others as important. Compassion is curious. Compassion comes from a place where all things are born of God's hand. And compassion, miraculously, creates its own result. Once compassion is freed, a new thing happens, because compassion yields to whatever is best, always with goodness for all in mind. That's from an essay on compassion by J. Livitz. Can't see it. Linvitz, whatever. Somebody say it out loud. Oh, Litvin, thank you, Litvin, at www.chabad.org. Beautiful article on compassion. Here's what I think is the greatest gift of compassion. Compassion allows us to kindly address the biggest thief there is, bigger than the thief in the story, bigger than fear, bigger than impermanence. And that thief that robs us of our sanity and our truth is the belief that we are separate from God. The belief that God is somehow absent and impossible in any situation. God is always present. In God, all things are possible. We are never separate from God, for nothing is separate from God. God is life. God is here. God is everywhere. God was with us before we were born. God is with us in this life. God is with us after we leave this body. Compassion is God. And so compassion, like God, because compassion is God, the highest quality of God, is here and everywhere. Compassion is here and everywhere. Whatever we're going through right now, compassion is there. And like the guru in that story, as we give everything to compassion, we realize that compassion has already given everything to us. Joel Goldsmith, God, or compassion, cannot give us anything because God, compassion, has already given us everything. And from Ernest Holmes, there is nothing to be healed, only compassion to be revealed. So today, whatever you take from this message, I hope that we together as a community commit, whether it's in personal or political or whatever it is we're doing, that we can commit to being revealers of compassion in all things. Remember, compassion is never absent. It is always there, waiting for us to discover it, waiting for us to pull back the veil and see it, and waiting for us to be the compassion that we wish to see in the world. Yes, we will have days that are challenging. Yes, we'll have days when we show up like some kind of a Klingon, or we show up like somebody who wants their own way and has no interest in compassion. That will happen to us from time to time, but that too is part of the human condition. That is the thief, and we have compassion for the thief. We let go, we let God, we express compassion for ourselves. We do not bully ourselves into compassion. We take a time out. We take time to breathe. We take time to be that which we truly are. The voice, the hands, the feet, the heart of compassion here, living its life on the planet Earth. Together, let us remember that we may not know what form compassion will take. Compassion is unpredictable. It often shows up in surprising ways. And you know what's good about that? It means that compassion is infinite. It can always surprise us. It can always show up in a way even when we think it's impossible. Compassion is infinite. Remember also that nothing of any substance can keep compassion from expanding in us. We may have excuses, we may have reasons, we may say this is too difficult for compassion. Guess what? That is an opportunity to be compassionate. Because the action of compassion is much more important than the object of compassion. And remember that compassion, once we get over the hump of actually doing it, once we get over the hump of actually asking for help and honoring ourselves and allowing compassion to fill us, once we get through that, compassion feels so good. Because God is so good, and God feels so good. Remember, it is our separation from God that is our hardest work in this world. And we have the privilege of doing that. And the only thing that separates us from God is the thought that we are separate from God. Remember these principles. Remember our beautiful, compassionate community. And then ask, WWCD, what would compassion do? Get excited about all of the possibilities that compassion has in store for you, and then stand by and see what happens. And remember, as we give everything to compassion, compassion gives everything to us. Let's live like the truth is true. Let's get started now, and let us pray. So turning within, we trust and we know that there is this great essence, this essence that is God, that is love, that is energy, whatever it is we call it, it is. It simply is in all of its isness. It is living and moving and having its being right here and now in the planet Earth, on the planet Earth, in the cosmos, always, everywhere, present, before, during, after. It is timeless and spaceless. It is infinite and intimate. It is that which holds all opposites and yet is the opposites themselves. It is this mystic, wonderful, mysterious, magical presence that is grace itself, that is love, that is abundance, that is peace, that is well-being, that is goodness. It is right here, right now, present in each and every one of us as us. And we claim it, and we know it, and we connect to it, we unify with it right here, right now, in this sacred sanctuary. And so in this place, I know that there is healing in us. There is healing within us. There is healing around us. There is healing everywhere. We open our hearts to be healed of any appearance of thievery. We open our hearts to be healed of any appearance of separation. We open our hearts to be revealed as the compassionate beings that we truly are, the compassionate grace that moves through the world, that blesses life, not only for ourselves, but for all beings everywhere. Let us be the blessing that we long to see in the world. Let us be transformed. Let us be the transformation. Let us be the change. I surrender to compassion right here and right now. I allow compassion to show me new ways of being in the world. I allow compassion to show me new ways of being with myself in gentleness, kindness, goodness, and grace. I am willing to be surprised by compassion. I'm willing to see compassion where I once thought it was absent. I'm willing to stretch beyond my comfort zone, to relax, let go, and realize that God feels so good, and compassion feels so good. And with all that I have said and more, I know that we have spoken to and through the voice of God, and so I embody that and trust it and know that it is lifting people up in this sacred sanctuary and all of our loved ones in grace and in glory. And so I give thanks. I give thanks for what is already accomplished in spirit. I give thanks for the goodness of God. I give thanks for the process of transformation and the evolution that goes from good to greater good. I give thanks for the spiritual teaching. I bless all paths to God. Churches, synagogues, temples, mosques, ashrams, gurdwaras, fundamentalists, atheists, all beings everywhere. And with a heart so filled with blessing, I say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, love. And I release these words into the divine mystery. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste. Thank you. Hi. Hi, Lonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I was thinking about life. Life shows up every day. And I just love that our Sacred Center is a place to learn how to navigate that. And what really touched me is that when you were talking about being compassionate and the lack of, is that it's such a great indicator of when you needed that, when you needed the compassion and the love for yourself. And, we're learning that together, and we can hold that space for each other. And what a beautiful opportunity to learn how to be compassionate first with ourselves, and then we have something to give others, because without that, we're running on empty. And so I'm just so blessed that we have this sacred center to practice this together, because we're all living life.
Yep.
All together.
Yeah.
So this morning, I invite you to be in that deep place of love and compassion, and place your offering over your heart, and we'll do the prayer together. We trust in spirit. Love is a giver and receiver of all that we are. We offer these gifts. They are an outer abundance of our inner abundance and compassion. Oh my God.
Okay then. Our gifts bless many and return to us multiplied in miraculous ways,
so that we may give again. And so it is.
What?
Please don't fire me.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
I had Chris stuck in my head.
I know,
like,
I understand. Okay. Jackie, let's hear from you again. Thank you. Jackie Simone.
Wow, what a blessing. Thank you so much. I'm always so richly blessed by my Ventura CSL family. Your messages are just so powerful, and they strike me in my inner core. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I love you. Ready? God is good every day. Lord, let me trust and build my faith to walk with you in every way. Open my eyes to see your face. One dark night my soul cried. Mama, she wiped my weeping eyes. She rocked me back and forth and said, open your eyes to see God's grace. Don't forget about your light. No, it'll get you through the darkest nights. And don't forget about love. Whatever you do, stay prayed up. Thankful for dreams, for everything. Hey, sunshine or rain, let your heart sing. Every day let your soundtrack play. Love symphony, then celebrate. So play, play. We play and we pray. Right? This guy playing this lead guitar, his name is Ricky Rouse. Yeah. She said, don't forget about your light. No. It'll guide you through the darkest nights. And don't forget about love. Whatever you do, stay prayed up. Listen. There'll be times when you are tested. Just stand in the truth. Just know that you can rest in God's grace to see you through. To him that's given, more is required, a pearl a great price to pay. When you heed the soul's desire, God'll make a way out of no way. Hey, don't forget about your light. Don't forget, no, it'll guide you through the darkest night, yeah. And don't forget about love. Whatever you do, stay prayed up. Hey, yeah, pray, stay prayed up. Pray to be an emissary of love, yeah. Pray to be the first to forgive. Don't sweat the small stuff. No, no. Pray to know the I am. Pray to know compassion is inside of me, inside of you, and Hugh, Reverend Bunny, Lonnie, everybody. Hey, pray, stay prayed.
Good morning. Now it's everybody's second favorite part of this service, the announcements. Maybe, if I can find them. I just have to shoot them from the hip here. I'm Reverend Jennifer. If you don't know, if you're new to the center, if you're new, we've got welcome packets in the foyer and in the hospitality behind us here. Hospitality also has a whole bunch of other stuff. And if you're watching at home, please like and share. And if you're here, go home and like and share and do all of those things. So let's see what we've got. So we have a flower dedication today. The dedication is we dedicate today's flowers to Joshua Sherry, who flew on ahead of us in the early morning hours of September 29th, 2013 in Montana. We remember his big love, his big bear hugs, songs, dance, sense of adventure, and mischief. Big love to our Josh, our best buddy, Dina and Kevin Sherry. So it's very sweet of Dina to remember her son. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that. Choir rehearsal today is at 11:30. Everyone is welcome. You go downstairs, and our wonderful Mary Kerrigan will play you like an instrument. So you just do your thing, and then she'll get you put where you need to be. So if you're interested in adding your voice to our ever-growing choir, please see Mary downstairs at 11:30. Other after-service options, I said we have hospitality, so there's coffee and snacks. We also have a bookstore and a giveaway table, so there's lots of stuff happening. So if you're here, go there after we're done talking in here. Coming up in October. Can you believe it's already October? I don't know. I mean, it's not. It's really September. But October is like right there. So let's see. So in October 9th, we have our next blood drive. So if you are able, please donate to, it's a Red Cross blood drive. It'll be down in Martha's Hall October 9th. You can go to the Red Cross website and sign up. We have flyers that have the information. And it saves lives. So that hurricane that's happening, the Red Cross is there. And, anything that is happening here, the Red Cross is there. So, if you can give blood, please do. Please sign up and donate. So classes we have coming up. The first 40 years is just practice. That 5-week class starts on Monday, October 7th. So that's a week from tomorrow. Kim gave a wonderful announcement last week. So if you want to know more, you can watch that online or ask whoever's at the concierge desk. They can fill you in. On October 13th, which is a Sunday, we have Best Day Ever workshop by Shelley Ehler. And she is fantastic. If you haven't done one of Shelley's self-hypnosis workshops, you should do it. And so it's an hour and a half workshop to go over having a morning routine that helps you set up every single day as your best day ever. So that's a $50 fee, and you can sign up online. If the $50 is a little steep, come see me or come talk to Shelley, and we will work something out. We have a membership informational class on Monday, October 14th. That'll be on Zoom at 6 p.m. That will be facilitated by me and Reverend Bonnie, probably more Reverend Bonnie. But and so if you are curious about what it means to be a member, and are you interested in becoming a member here at the center, please come to the Zoom meeting, and we will answer all your questions, and hopefully we'll have a good time doing it. I mean, we always have a good time doing most things here, so. Last class is my class, Powering Your Decisions. It is a long class. It is 8 weeks, and there are 2 books that we're going to work through. It is fantastic, though. I mean, it is, I'm an engineer. I know, I tell everybody that every week. But I love that we have the science of what the universe is, and we've got the practices that, that we teach here. And this Powering Your Decisions class is taking those things and making them work for your life. So when you want to say, I'm going to be compassionate, like Reverend Bonnie says to do, what would Bonnie do? That's what I always say. So what would Bonnie do, right? What would compassion do? And then you decide, I wanted to do that. And when you realize that you're not doing that, this class will help you kind of filter out what isn't serving you anymore and help you make those decisions and make those decisions stick. So it's going to be a great class. I'm really excited to teach it. It's the first time we've taught it here. And the woman who wrote one of the books, she's a mentor of mine, so maybe I was a little gushy. I was talking to her, and she's like, what is too big in your soul to even think about? Because I always like the one where it says, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Like, I've done that in a meditation, and I'm like, And then so I was talking to her like, this is my go-to, and she's like, you're playing too small. You're playing too small. What is too big to think about? And then let your soul tell you what is too big to think about. So she kicks my butt. She does. she's really good. So anyway, so come talk to me. I can talk about that for way too long. So come talk to me, sign up. We have that classes on in person on Thursdays starting October 17th, or online on Zoom on Fridays at 11 to 1:30. And that class is priceless pricing. So I am wrapping this up. I know you're all happy about that. If you have something you would like prayer with, we are going to have practitioners that will come line up down here that want to pray with you. So if you need something to pray about, please talk to one of the practitioners. If you have something to celebrate or some decisions, there's some sticky points with your compassion, so please come find a practitioner and they can help talk you through that. All right, so with that, we're all going to together say our affirmation for the fall here. With kindness, today we choose to be love, to share love, to serve love. Thank you for our lives, and so it is. And so it is. Thank you, everybody.